Today, JTV is brought to you by the color experts at Design Master. To see incredible projects and view all of their wonderful products, visit their website. So today on JTV, we have a special event for you. Mandy Majerik, the winner of our JTV You Bloom Design Contest, is in the house. And the flower shop people are so excited that you're here.
Good. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Hey, gang. Mandy's here. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Mandy. I voted for you. You know, they have a new delivery boy.
Really?
Yeah. And so I heard that, maybe even this might be even something so simple, delivery man could handle it for him.
That's right. That's right. I can.
Ah. Well, that's great. So let's get started with this incredible project. It's hip to be square, and it's hip to have Mandy here at JTV. So Mandy won our JTV You Bloom Design Master Design Contest with your entry, hip to be square, and that was our first juror design contest. Yes. So all of our experts voted, and they decided that they liked this project best.
Right.
That's perfect. So, Mandy, you're from HotHouse Design Studio.
Yes.
And that's in Birmingham, Alabama.
It is.
And I love your website.
Thank you.
Fabulous website.
We put a lot of work into that.
We've got a little screen capture here for you so we can see it. And I want you guys to go visit it and check it out because it's really fun and you've done a great job. It tells a whole story about what you're like and what your designs are like. And www.HotHouseDesignStudio.com. So today we're making hip to be square. Now, hip to be square, this was not white when we saw it in the finished project.
Okay. It was green. It was.
Tell us a little bit about this guy.
This is a hydrangea square, and it's actually made of paper, and it's a styrofoam base they've covered with paper and attached real close to it. And what I do is you can order these from Mills Floral Company out of Duluth, Georgia.
Okay.
And what I've done, you can order them in white, green, blue, orange. It comes in all different colors, but usually the white I get simply because I can make it any color I want to.
With Design Master.
Design Master.
It's
That's
perfect.
Right. That's
painting,
right.
painting. We love that.
Uh-huh.
So today you're going to show us how you got to where we saw the picture with the Design Master paint that we have.
We're going to start with a little bit of hydrangea blue, just for flowers. And what we want to do is we want to kind of give a little bit of a basing color so the white doesn't show through as much in the end. Cool. So we're going to start with a complementary color here. We're just going to kind of give it a little bit.
Oh, yeah, see, and because that's translucent, it just picks up that color right away. It already starts to look like those hydrangeas.
It does. That's the beauty
wonderful
of it.
South American hydrangeas that we see sometimes.
And you don't want to go too heavy with the blue to start off with, because remember, you're still going to put 2 more layers of paint on top.
Right.
So the paper is pretty thick, almost like a cardstock quality.
It does feel like, it's really firm. It's firm.
So it's not going to, bend with the weight of the paint or anything like that. Now we're going to use the basil, and what you do is pick it up a little bit.
I love the greens. I'm like addicted to the greens. I love the moss green, and then the basil was my next favorite.
Yes. You go through a lot of these cans.
Oh, I know. Yeah, it's the best. So you're going over the top of that, and then just look at how it evens that out. Now, you were telling me, too, that you like the blue or the other color underneath so the white doesn't show through as much, and it really helps tone that down.
It really does. And the beauty of working with the spray paint is you can get exactly the hue that you want it, the brightness, the darkness, and whenever you layer on top of each other, it kind of shines through since this has so much depth in between the little blends.
Yeah, because I'm seeing the blue. I still get that blue cast in there, and there's still some of the green, too.
And you want to think about the way a natural hydrangea is. It's not just a completely solid color.
Right.
So you have to... So now that we've pretty much gotten the green, we're going to pop a few swift sweeps of Olive Bright.
This was our secret...
It was.
Yeah, the secret paint product from Design Master. So that highlights the edges of it.
Gives a little bit of that freshness, a little bit of that vibrant life. And you want to be careful and make sure that you let this dry a little bit before you pick it up and move it. Because since it is paper, when you pick it up with your fingers, you might indent a little bit and you'll see more of the white. So just let it sit on your table and dry like that for a little while.
Now, you worked with them wet, so do you prefer to work with the basil wet and then the olive green wet on top of that too, so that the colors kind of blend together. So you're not painting it one color and then coming back and painting another color. You're getting some of that natural blending that occurs.
Sure.
Perfect. So you showed us how to create this, but you've created one that's already done for us.
Already done.
All right, I'll get that one.
Okay.
So here's the finished one. Now, a couple things that I noticed when you did this.
Okay.
Number one, when you were finished with it, you went along and edged the whole thing so that you made sure you covered there. And then you also were turning it constantly so that you made sure you got in between everything, so that it looks like a fresh green hydrangea wreath.
Sure, and when you think about what it is, the end result's going to be a centerpiece for a table. So you're going to have people all the way around seeing it at different angles. So that's the important part. Always make sure that, along the baseline, and then especially in the interior, because that's where the candles are going to end up being and illuminate a lot.
I love it. It's so pretty, and I just love the way that you have those two colors layered on top of each other, and it looks so fresh and green. So it's time for flowers, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's time to have a little fun with flowers, right?
That's right. That's what we do here. So let me get you some tools, too.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, perfect.
I love having people in with me. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Because it gets lonely here with JTV Tiger and
Yeah.
just the flower shop people. So, yeah, it's nice when people come visit. Okay, so what do we do now? Which one's first?
First, we're going to put the orchids in.
Okay.
So if I can have the beautiful, beautiful green Cymbidiums.
I know. Those were hard to get this week, too. I had to pull in some favors.
He said, I've got this girl coming all the way from Birmingham, Alabama. We've got to have some green.
We've got to have beautiful flowers.
Yes, yes. And what we're going to do is we're just going to cut it very, very close to the top of the bloom, bottom of the bloom. And you want to pick some pretty ones. You don't want to get one that have a lot of blemishes.
So it's just right off at the edge.
Yes, very, very close to the bottom. And what I do is put 2 on each corner. So you're going to end up needing 8.
Wonderful. So you're keeping it symmetrical.
And I think that's the key with this design too. Since it's, the square you're starting off with is very geometric.
Sure.
Kind of keep everything balanced. And we're going to let the Calla Lilies have the fun movement. We're gonna let those.
Wonderful.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. We'll let this one be a star today on television. How about that?
That's perfect.
Okay.
You guys tried hard, but next time.
And we're going to take the pins. And you want to do about this length of the Lomi pins. And you can use whatever color you want to, depending on, this may be an orange square. So you might want to accent a different color. The pins, to me, are not the focal point, but it's a very good mechanic. Simple, quick, easy. And in the event world, that's what we like.
Right, exactly.
We like to be able to pop some of these out. What you want to do is just kind of reflex that back a little bit. And what I do is I put the pin straight down into the throat.
Oh, okay.
And you want to be very, very careful when you're pinning in, just so you don't pop the throat off. Get it right down in there just like that.
Okay, I'm going to try one.
Okay, sure.
So I reflex this back. And then down inside there.
Very gently.
Very gently. This is where Jay's big fingers get in the
Right,
way.
and that happens to me. That happens to me. My dad used to say, you could be a brain surgeon, but your fingers might be a little bit too big. So what we're going to do is we're just going to poke them into the corner, straight into the corner.
Okay.
And we're going to put one kind of towards the exterior, and then we're going to put one more into the interior.
Perfect. Well, that's great, too. So then when I see that little pin down inside there, that's kind of fun, too.
Sure. So you're going to take your next one.
Okay.
Do the exact same thing. And then you're just going to kind of come and let them touch, almost like So that way, whichever way you're viewing it around the table,
smart, Mandy.
You see beautiful blooms.
You are so smart. I love that.
So let's do that to the next corner.
Okay.
I need you on the other side of my work table all the time.
I know.
Things would go a lot quicker.
That would be fast, wouldn't it? And I love Birmingham. It's so pretty. And our friends from Flower Magazine, that's where they're based too, correct? Right?
Shaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
We love them.
We do.
You've been in the magazine. You did an article.
I have. I wrote an article about doing the Rose Bowl parade.
Oh.
Which, if you've never done it, it's a lot of hard work.
There you go.
Yes.
And you went to work for Fiesta, you told me.
I did.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. It was a lot colder than people think it is. You just assume it's California, so it'll be warm. But I drank my fair share of hot chocolate while I was there.
That's so great. Now you're always thinking about ways to market your business.
I am.
And you even said when you entered this design, you thought about the name of it so that it had a catchy name, so that was a marketing piece as well. And you used your Rose Parade experience as a marketing technique for your customers.
I think being a shop owner, whenever you do beautiful things, you want to let people know about it.
Right.
You kind of have to, as they say in the South, you have to toot your own horn, because if nobody's going to toot it for you.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So I just kind of am always thinking, how can I get this seen? How can I, and that's the important part for me, is being able to let people know the talent and know that I'm actually out there and educating myself.
That's wonderful.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah.
It sets you apart from a lot of people.
You are setting the world on fire, because everybody was so excited that you were coming, and there were people that were emailing me, and they were Twittering me, and they were on Facebook, and they're like, Mandy's coming, we can't wait. So you've got a great following out there.
Well, if you keep up on Facebook, that's a big thing these days.
That's exactly right.
People
We
go to
love
that.
Facebook. And we have a UBloom Facebook page for the
Yes.
UBloom community, and I have one there too, so that's a great way to find us as well. So yeah.
It's a great tool if you have any questions for people. You want to know, where does this hydrangea square come from? How do you get it perfectly square? So there's little things like that.
All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Callas now.
Callas are next.
Okay.
Now,
And our Callas have been at room temperature per your request.
Yes. I know you know a lot of things, but this would not be able to happen if they were not at room temperature. And what you want to do, you just kind of want to give them a little bit of a bend.
Okay.
And I have a guy at my shop that I try to get to do this, and every time he'll snap it. So you have to be very, very, gentle.
So we're just running it between our fingers.
Getting a little bit warmer, with a little bit of pressure on your thumb, because you kind of want it to get a little bit of that natural curve.
Okay.
And that's going to be the important thing. And what you want to realize is, when you place these, you have to really think about where you're putting them, simply because we're going to end up putting candles in the center. So you don't want the stem to be over the flame. Not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Roasted.
Yes.
Roasted
and
Calla
toasted.
Lilies.
Yes. So once you get a little bit of a bend, you're going to pin them in two places. One, you're going to pin them at the base of the stem, and then right at the top of the neck.
Okay.
And so what I like to do is start with my corners first. And we're going to kind of come real close, tucked into the corner. And this is a styrofoam base. This square is styrofoam. And so you're just going to, and these long pins, the length will help hold it in. It won't pull itself out. And you can kind of flex them and just pin it right in.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Quick, easy. Simple.
Yeah. Okay, and because these have a high water content, I'm not going to have to worry about this.
They'll
It's
be
going to
fine out
last
of
for the.
water.
Yeah, exactly. We've done a Calla Lily crescent bouquet on JTV before, and the more that the water depletes, almost the more you can form it and shape it, and it looks great. So
Usually I do these the afternoon before an event, and they're just fine.
all right.
They're just fine. So usually what I like to do is, like I said, start with the corners. And you can get as simple or as elaborate as you want to with these. They can just have simply one calla along each side. But if you have someone who wants to be a little fancy, you can go ahead and add a few more. And you want to be careful when you're pinning in not to put too much pressure on your paper hydrangea, because then you're going to, squish it down a little bit where you can see more of the white.
Gotcha.
There's always spray paint to touch up, never fails, but you just kind of want to start with that. You want to try one?
Oh, sure. Yep, absolutely. But then I'm going to let you finish it. Okay, so do you start here?
I usually start on the inside.
In the
corners.
inside, okay, rather than the outside.
Just because I think the finished product, you don't want to see necessarily the blunt ends. You want to see the beautiful blooms.
Oh, okay. And then I'm just deciding on where I'm going to put this. And you brought them up higher, and I love that.
And it just takes practice. I use a lot of mini callas in my shop.
Okay.
We do, weddings and events, but we do everyday work. So a lot of cut flowers will get this dancing movement of these mini callas.
That's wonderful.
I mean, when you describe that to people on the telephone, if they have dancing callas or beautiful movement or things like that, it just sells just like that.
Perfect.
So, you always have to think about things like that when you have an everyday photo shop.
Exactly.
Because people can't see it when they order it, They have to trust you. And when they get something like this, it's a finished product, they love it.
Absolutely. And there's a few flowers. I mean, and it's
Not a
very
lot.
elegant.
Very effective. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of times if we just do typical floral arrangements for an event, that's what people want, that's perfect. But they want people to talk about the flowers. They want to get people coming up at the end and commenting and saying, oh, how nice and how beautiful, the flowers are just exquisite. They want to hear those comments when they pay for design. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to twist it around to this side.
That's so beautiful.
And just kind of work your way around.
One of the things that we talk about in a lot of my shows, too, is the fact that I think for so long we were cramming flowers together and we were dropping a whole mass of flowers in a vase. And that became so accessible to everyone that then the trendy, hip, cool people were up for something new, and I see a lot more of design coming back to flower design.
It really is.
And this speaks volumes about that. The colors are electric, and I love the way that the Calla picks up the color in the throat of the Cymbidium. That's absolutely gorgeous.
And this is, you know, this is the centerpiece that, you know, you can show your staff how to do it. If you have a very, you know, delicate delivery driver.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
they've got a new delivery driver over at the floor shop.
This is something that they can do.
They could do that. I'm confident that he could take care of this.
And the most important thing, and I want to reiterate this because this happened to me before, you want to make sure that your callas are not in the center of that square. Because a lot of times people, I'll show you how not to do it. How about that? I'll show you one that people will take this and they'll want to pin it in. And it's just the experience of working with the callas. They're going to want to just loop it like this. That's not going to work.
Oh, okay.
Because we're going to fill that interior with votives.
We're going to have the votive underneath there.
So instead of going in that way, you just kind of want to flex it back out and do it like that.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good tip. Fire marshal is always watching.
That's right. That's right. And remember, in my shop, I do these hydrangea squares as rental items.
Okay.
So you can rent them over and over and over again.
And this comes back. We can touch it up with Design Master to make it the next theme of the next event that we have.
Like I said,
there it goes again.
Hip to be square in any Design Master color, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so do you see a place where we might need another calla lily? Or are we pretty good?
I think it looks pretty good, honey.
Okay, so we're ready for candles.
We are ready for candles.
Clean up our mess as we go.
I know, isn't it? We're all clean.
It's nice to have a clean work table.
I know. Okay, so you asked for these are the disposable votives, so they come preloaded, and then do you just toss them after you're done, or you can?
Usually I do.
Do you? Okay.
Usually I do.
Okay.
I don't try to mess with refilling them or anything like that. And what you want to do is you just want to kind of gauge how many that you want to have in the middle, and you can do one large candle. If you want to do that.
Okay.
But I just like this because it's just not expected.
Right.
And so we're just going to kind of, I think 4 across will do it. And see, as you place them in there, you'll kind of know. And this is important in delivery and setup, too. You know, I tell my staff that you've got to make sure that you can see all the tops and that you don't see one that's kind of swung out or...
That's going to cause a problem.
That's right. I'm just going to fill it in.
You always have to be thinking.
That's right.
Are we there?
We're there.
We are there.
So 16 is what it took of this size. I think the ones I had pictured are a little bit smaller, so we used 25.
Okay, right.
But this is perfect.
That's wonderful.
And now all we have to do is light the candles,
Light
and we're
them
ready
up.
to go.
Okay.
But you can imagine coming down and sit at a dinner table where this is all lit, and it's very beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. So, Mandy, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
I can imagine, too, a room with these. How many did you do for the party?
We had 50 tables, so we did 25 of these.
Oh, wow, beautiful. And they came in there. And with all those candles, too, I mean, I just think that that's pretty functional to have all that together, a really strong focal point, the dancing light with the dancing flowers.
That's right. It kind of draws your eye into the center. Yes.
Yeah. Well deserved for our grand prize winner. And thanks so much for coming here. But your job's not done.
Oh, no?
I know. We've got one more little thing to take care of while we're here. As you know, Dodie Sai won our People's Choice Award.
Yes, and I swooned over his designs on the contest.
It's beautiful. He did a good job.
I love his stuff. Love it, yeah.
So we have one other one about the secret ingredient users and the people who used Olive Bright. And the people who used Olive Bright in their designs then are entered into this contest. So we have Dove Kupfer for Beyond the Grid.
Okay.
We have Shirai Morgan, inspired by JTV. Martha Wiggs, Birds of a Feather.
Okay.
Cynthia Ross, East Meets West. Susan Weezer, Vintage Glam. Cynthia Ross had a second project, Tabletop Decor. Martha Wiggs had a second project called Here Fishy Fishy. Susan Weezer had a second project called Kicking Off Summer. And Kathy Scraba had Fun Mayday Craft with Flowers. So I'm going to take these and mix these all up, all right? And your job then is going to be to pull one of these out of my hand, and that person is going to win a selection of Design Master paints.
How great is that?
Yeah, from Design Master. They also sent a selection of their fine paints to Dodie. And they were nice enough to bring you here, and you got to fly here to Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Yes.
We went out to Rose's Lodge last night and had dinner.
And stayed in the fabulous Marriott, JW Marriott Hotel.
Yes, the JW Marriott fine hotel here,
Very
and you guys had a
nice.
wonderful time. So, all right, so here we go. You get to choose.
All right. Let's see. Everybody. Oh. Well, there we go. How about that one?
All right, that works.
There we
And
go.
that is Martha Wiggs, Here Fishy Fishy. So, Martha, you have Design Master Paint coming to your location.
Congratulations.
That's so wonderful. So, did you have fun?
Yes,
It
very
was
much fun.
great having you here on
Well, thank
JTV.
you.
It was
Thank you.
wonderful. And we have another contest that'll be coming up in a few months, so everybody want to stay
Really?
tuned and
Okay.
keep track of that. We've got another new sponsor and some new exciting things. And in fact, the winner may be headed down your direction for their
Really?
grand prize. So, yeah, we'll
Wow.
keep everybody stay tuned for that. So, until next week, Mandy and I want you to keep having fun with flowers.